Drinking in the fruit of the state of Washington. Each year, wineries across the Evergreen State produce several varieties of wine from grapes grown in state, which includes Yakima. In fact, more than 400 grape growers harvest more than 60,000 acres of wine grapes. That according to the State Wine Commission. The agency also boasts that the state is the second largest wine producer in the nation. Washington has over 1,000 wineries that produce more than 17 million cases of vino. The agency says the industry has an $8 billion in-state economic impact.
Now, the Washington wine industry's largest event of the year took place this week, and it happened right in Kennewick at the Three Rivers Convention Center. Grape growers, vineyard owners and operators, wine cellars and more were all there learning about their industry.
Go ahead, please.
Cap KV's Rylee Fitzgerald says each person there has a reason to love wine because of all of the things it's brought them.
Wine seems to bring each person something a little different. Talking to people who have been in the wine industry for a long time, I wanted to find out exactly what wine has brought to them. For Kevin Corliss, he found a mentor in one of the pioneers of wine growing and ag research in the state. That would be Walter Cloer, who was formally recognized by the Washington State Legislature as the father of Washington wine.
Walt would ask me what's going on in the vineyard, and I'd tell him, and we'd exchange that. And then later on in the 90s, I was very ill, and he was at church, and we got the opportunity to exchange what's going on out in the field, and then later on, actually spent some time together, learning what he had learned over his vast career.
Kevin is now the Vice President of Grape Resources with St. Michel Wine Estates. Staying at St. Michel for Marshall Edwards, he says wine brought his wife and him together. They'd known each other in high school in Prosser, but it wasn't until they worked together at St. Michel that they became close and eventually married.
So my wife actually worked for St. Michel she's retired now, but she worked there for a lot of years, and then I went to work there and started out actually in the vineyards just as a equipment supervisor and worked my way up to vineyard manager.
A bit west, after graduating from Central Washington University, Christine Miller says she began her wine journey at Disney World. She continued on consulting and assisting different wine businesses before traveling the world, spending years abroad.
That was a great opportunity to get to drink some wonderful wine. But when we knew we were coming back to the States, I was ready to come back to Washington. Again, it's a fabulous place for wine. We have such diverse wines here and such high quality wines, and I'm really proud of where our industry has come from over the years and where it's headed.
Some people at the convention say they have a lot to owe to the blooming wine industry. And they say the Wine Vit convention is a fun union of old friends, lasting memories, and new faces. In Kennewick, Rylee Fitzgerald, Cap KVU Local News.
This is an annual event that comes to Kennewick with a trade show, the State of the Industry educational sessions, and a leadership and legacy luncheon. Wine Vit comes back to Kennewick next February. And Jason, you obviously you did tons of wine features.
Yeah.
Everybody that is involved in the Washington wine industry has such a fun story to share, whether they're on the ground growing or making the wine. It's fantastic.
And there is such a passion
yes,
for this. And you at every winery I went to, you just found, like you said, different stories, but the passion was all there. So
absolutely,
we just love it.
And a great day to go to a winery today, right?
Perfect day. And I'll tell you what, this is a perfect weekend. Maybe check mark Saturday because it's just blazing sunshine.